hasn't confirmed, but yeah, allegedly he cheated and has another child on the way.
Before we get to the payoff, because that is a bag, and we want to discuss the payoff, but is any of this rooted in truth? Where's the baby? Have Kandi ever been accused of cheating? Have we ever heard of that? Is it something that we might not know that Brother Todd might know? Did she bust it open for a real one at some point? We don't know.
We've never heard of that. There's never been any rumors or legend or leading to that. The only rumors I have ever heard are emotional. So allegedly, if he did cheat, if I felt the way and I'm up and I'm, like I don't deserve this or whatever the case that pushed me to this edge for this divorce, when they're still showing love because, you can see she doesn't bash him. She don't even confirm if he cheated or have a baby on the way. You see what I'm saying? She just said it was a lot going on and she was ready to let it go.
Is 21 Savage married?
There is a month or two before she had this baby. She could have waited and had her baby. We would have never known she just had a baby. We would have not known. She could have jumped out there and said, this is a song, and we would have just assumed that she's still dealing with, you know what I'm saying? She could have played it how she wanted to, but she allowed this information to come out. And a lot of times celebrities do that. They allow certain information to come out and be circulating because they want to stay relevant, whether it's good or bad. So when you put it out there like that, you cannot get mad when people are taking the information and making their own assumptions, their own opinions. I mean, we are in a land of freedom of speech, so to speak. So allow me to take that, because if you didn't, you should have been more private. I didn't even know you were pregnant until you told me you were pregnant, ma'am.
All right, this episode, we're going to talk about two celebrity stories that go way deeper than gossip. On one side, you have Kandi Burruss and Todd Tucker reportedly reaching a divorce settlement, and the internet seems obsessed with one question. If the woman is the breadwinner, do people still believe in fairness when it's time to split? On the other side, Latto has now publicly revealed her pregnancy. And because of her relationship with 21 Savage, the internet is doing what it always does, mixing celebration, speculation, judgment, and confusion all in one pot. But this episode is not really about celebrity mess. This is about the public exposing how it really feels about successful women, about money, about commitment, about hidden relationships, and about the double standards people still carry to this day about men and women in relationships. Success might get you access, money, and status, but it still does not guarantee peace, discernment, honesty, and protection in love. Why do people ridicule when a man may receive money in divorce? Why do people ridicule when a man receives money in a divorce, but call it justice when a woman does?
I think it's the double standard. I think it's no different than when a woman is ridiculed for acting or behaving like a man. A man can have multiple women, but it's looked and frowned upon if a woman have multiple men. They're doing the same exact behavior. You see what I'm saying? So in a divorce, if the man is taken from me, that takes away, or it looks bad, it's frowned upon, because he's supposed to be the head, he's supposed to be the leader, he's supposed to be the shelter, but here you are pulling and taking away from a woman. So it's frowned. I think that's the real reason why. And if you cheat on me, allegedly, or did anything that caused me to want this divorce, that just adds to the double standard.
Yeah, we're going to get right back to the cheating part. I'm going to keep it moving. Is the public more uncomfortable with Kandi paying Todd or with the divorce itself? It seemed like the public more uncomfortable with Kandi paying Todd rather than just the divorce itself. It seemed like anytime I hear divorce, I'm uncomfortable. But it seemed like the public is more uncomfortable with Kandi paying Todd because she was the breadwinner.
I think with their particular story, it's a little bit more deeper than that. I think with all the backlash that she got when she got with Todd, he just getting with you for your money. He's just doing, you know what I'm saying? It was so much, not from just the public, her family, her mom. If you follow their story, her mom was against her being with Todd because she felt like he was just trying to get her, get Kandi money. So when you eventually end a divorce where I have to pay you, it's almost like everyone who watched it, it's gonna be like, kind of.
Well, I told you
so type of, or we knew it, or we knew he was just trying to get, what I'm saying? It comes off like that, where I feel like it should be more focused on, we hate that they're getting a divorce.
Right.
I really like them together. I really like them making money together. I mean, me personally, I really hate they're getting a divorce, but I think it's focused on that because their story that was played out in front of everyone. So it's almost like I told you so.
Now, I know you're a big Kandi supporter. Mm-hmm. What was the origin story of Kandi and Todd meeting and everything like that, and then with the mom in there and not really liking Todd?
She just they always Todd.
What was the origin story between them meeting?
They met. Todd was a cameraman for Love, Lord have mercy. What's the TV show Kandi's on or was on because she's no longer on? Atlanta Housewives. She was on Atlanta Housewives, and he was a cameraman behind the scenes. Nobody, seen or really knew who he was. Now, that's a great job. He had to be making money, but he definitely was not on Kandi's level, because if you watch Atlanta Housewives, everybody know Kandi was here. You know what I'm saying? Like above all the women and everything. She was with the Escape. She had music. You know what I'm saying? Her oldest child, I think, is from some type of ball player, football or NBA. You know what I'm saying? Like she's always had motion going.
Business entrepreneur.
She's always been there. She wrote songs. She did, you know what I'm saying? She wrote for Tia. Like she's always been known as that person. So when you see her get with this cameraman, it seems like nothing. You know what I'm saying? So her mom was like, he just trying to use you. He trying to get your money. You know what I'm saying? And that was the dynamic of the story every time they showed them, every time. Like the mom, in my opinion, and I like Mama Joyce, but in my opinion, I felt like Mama Joyce was more worried about herself being cut out, because Kandi is, again, sole provider of her whole family. She's always have been. Especially she took great care of her mom. So when you have a husband coming in, maybe that is a threat. Maybe you feel like he's going to take away. Or I think in some of the shows, he started taking away. Certain things had to change when he came in, when it came to Mama Joyce. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, she was against a lot of it. But Kandi made a lot of money with Todd. The restaurants came after Todd.
Now, yeah. A lot of business moves came after Todd.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we didn't talk about this off camera or discuss this question that I got to ask, but as far as parents, do you feel that, at what point do you feel like a parent is overplaying their part as far as two people who want to be in a relationship? One thing I do know is, I'm going to be honest, I got a wonderful mom and a wonderful dad.
Yes, you do.
If they don't like you, it probably ain't going to work out, because I'm going to lean towards their wise counsel and things that I can't see that they can see. You see? And so my mother particularly, if she didn't like a female, she never voiced it, but she played the game a little.
She let it be known.
She let it be known. Yeah, I knew she didn't really want me with whatever women or whatever, but she never overstepped is what I'm saying. She never overstepped her boundaries. And do you think that Kandi's mom had too much, you know what I'm saying?
I think Kandi mom and aunties had a lot of overstepping boundaries. I mean, that's what the old lady gang came from. But what I liked about Todd and Kandi, and I have to say this, I mean, I think Kandi is a great creator, but I think a lot of those ideas, like Todd had a way, and this is just my opinion because it's not factual, we just know they did it together. So I feel like because Todd was in it, it was partly his idea. Todd had a way of bringing money from negative situation. He called them the old lady gang because it was her mom and sisters, right? But then you had the old lady gang restaurants. You see what I'm saying? He brought that. You had the dungeon she took on tour because they had said, oh, Todd and Kandi doing weird, you know what I'm saying, certain stuff with women. So I think all of that, they came with money. But to piggyback off what you just said, when it comes to the wide counsel of parents, I think that I don't fault Kandi, because we as women, we always hear, if his mom don't like you, then it's not going to work, right? But if his mom loves me and my mom don't like him, then maybe I'm not going to hold so much on what my mom say. You see what I'm saying? But I'm just going off the way we were taught,
Yeah.
So I'm not going to really say, because maybe my mama might eventually like him when she see what I see in him. Maybe, women take that approach. I just feel like you just have to have boundaries. I think you should take their counsel. I think any parent, as a mother myself, we will overstep. But it's up to that child to set the boundaries. You know what I'm saying? And I think she eventually did that. That's why they were able to make it the years that, they were together. But I just think boundaries with any type of relationship, parent, child, husband, wife, friendship, whatever relationship, needs to have boundaries. And I think that's where you have to set those, no matter what type of parents you might have.
Yeah, 100% agree that if the male's mother likes you, you might be in the game. But if the female's mother don't like you, I don't know, okay, so I'm not a woman, but I have intuition as well. Mm-hmm. But they say that women's intuition, their radar is a little different. Mm-hmm. And so maybe she had foresight or intuition about, just off the top, about what she might have thought of the person. I'm saying they're divorced now.
They are.
They're divorced now, so it's going to be hard to say, Mom was wrong. Mom overstepped.
That's true.
Mom, you know what I'm saying? So, and I ain't trying to make this episode about Candy's mom. I don't even know how we did. You know what I'm saying?
Mama Joyce.
But woman's intuition is a real thing.
I do, but I also think a woman has to go with her own intuition. And I'm not mad. Again, I like Kandi and Todd together. I was very shocked about the divorce. And I honestly like that they're still very cordial. You know what I'm saying? They have a great, I guess, mutual respect for each other, because they're not bashing, or it's not an ugly or nasty divorce. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I feel like, me personally, I feel like if my intuition said he is the man for me and I go and marry him, then if you're constantly negative in speaking, because I'm big on watch what you speak over my marriage, what you speak over my children, watch what you speak in my life. You know what I'm saying? Because I've learned and grown how to block it as a mature person, adult. But if you're constantly being negative stuff, then I'm going to cut you out. I'm not going to have that around. But if you have that around and it's constantly being negative and it's this and that, is what if it does lead to all the negativity that you poured into my life? I'm just saying, I don't know if that has anything with intuition, or should you set a boundary to block out all the negativity, because words hold power, and you can speak certain things into existence.
Now, this is going to be I don't, depending on your answer, it could be very controversial, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Why are high status women still ending up in messy emotional situations?
I think when you become a certain status and providing for yourself, and you have this independent, grown mindset, that it makes it a lot harder to recognize certain things, submit to certain things, submit and recognize, and maybe even discipline certain things. So it might become more messier when you are more independent and high standard, because a lot of women don't want to relax those standards. And why should I, if I'm up here? But as a woman, you still have to tap into that feminine part and learn how to submit and allow a man to be, no matter what your account says and his bank account says, he's still the man.
Yeah, but that's going to require submissiveness on some kind of level. Even though that woman could be, she is the bag or whatever, And
now with this particular case of Kandi and Todd, I think Kandi did that. I think Kandi let it be known that he's the man and I submit to him and this and that. Allegedly, they say the reason they're getting a divorce is because he stepped out and got somebody else pregnant. Now, if I am a high standard woman and I have allowed you to be the man and I have taken up for you and I went against my family for you and I'm doing all this stuff to let you be, and you still disrespect me, then I got to get on out of there, because I don't have to deal with this.
Is all that allegedly?
It's allegedly. It's allegedly. Yeah, because they haven't Kandi won't confirm any facts. The only reason I think she confirmed that there was a payout is because she said the other party
Let me
released
get to
it.
the payoff.
And he hasn't confirmed, but yeah, allegedly he cheated and has another child on the way.
Before we get to the payoff, because that is a bag and we want to discuss the payoff, but is any of this rooted in truth? Where's the baby? Have Kandi ever been accused of cheating? Have we ever heard of that? Is it something that we might not know that Brother Todd might know? Did she bust it open for a real one at some point? We don't know.
We've never heard of that. There's never been any rumors alleging or leading to that. The only rumors I have ever heard of with Kandi outside of Todd, actually includes Todd, is that they do weird, invite other people into their bedroom. Let me say it like that. That's the only thing, and even that is allegedly. That's where that's allegedly. I heard. I mean, I remember reading and seeing that they said when that rumor came out and all that. That's where the sex dungeon came from when they started. You know, the show, the sex dungeon.
Sex dungeon.
Kandi got a little show that she take on the road that she did with her husband that they call a sex dungeon because somebody accused them of taking them to a sex dungeon and saying that they took advantage of them and said they were into that. Yeah. And so they twist the narrative to make it a positive. Oh, we're going to make money. We got a sex dungeon. She made sex toys. She's known for her sex toys because they, every time people threw rocks at Kandi, she called in and was like, okay, we're going to make a bag with it. I think that had a lot to do with that, but you know what I'm saying? But yeah, they got the sex dungeon thing that they did, made a lot of money with. They went on tour and sold her sex toys and stuff like that, where they brought different people in doing different stuff on stage. So
God's still working on me. Well, single me, sex dungeon sound awesome. I'm just throwing that out there. Now, getting to the bag. It's been widely repeated that a $2 million one-time payout was issued to Brother Todd during the divorce. Now, earlier you stated that it was some businesses and some business that had no motion or didn't exist before Brother Todd. Mm-hmm. And so wouldn't he deserve to, just not be just flat broke? I don't know, you know what I mean? But shouldn't he deserve something?
I agree with that because a lot of this didn't exist until after me. You know what I'm saying? So if it existed after me, why I think Kandi agreed to the payoff on top of I am the primary, or what is it?
Breadwinner.
Not her, caretaker of the children.
Who is who?
Todd. I think Kandi agreed that Todd, because she's always was doing her shows. So she, Escape's still doing their tours and got concerts. She had Atlanta Housewives. Before the Atlanta Housewives, she was doing movies. She was on a TV show, The Shy. You know what I'm saying? Like she was doing things and you always seen Todd taking care of the kids. And she agreed that Todd. So I think with him being the primary caretaker and on top of, we made some money together, I should give you a pay. And I think that's why she agreed to it. Yeah. Now, you shouldn't get all my money. You shouldn't get half of my money. You shouldn't get, all of this stuff. But yeah, I agree that you help make some money and make sure you're straight because you do take care of our children.
I don't believe in half, even if it's the woman or who wasn't the breadwinner. Even if it was the man who was the breadwinner, I don't believe in half. I don't believe that. I mean, this half sounds insane to me. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And you would say the majority of that money Kandi went out and earned on her own. And so I don't believe in half. And I mean, it sounds like an even split to me, Mm-hmm. It sounds like something went on. Now, to touch I want to, a couple questions so I can try to get to the spiritual side of this divorce. Were either parties married previous before they married Kandi and Todd? Was Todd married or was Kandi married previously?
I know Kandi wasn't. Previous.
So that was her first marriage?
That was her first marriage.
Okay.
I haven't seen nor read or heard of Todd being married prior. Okay. I'm not saying that he wasn't because I don't know, but I haven't seen it. But I'm pretty confident Kandi definitely wasn't because I followed her, very supportive, a fan of Kandi's.
I think you should try to stick with your first wife. I mean, I really do believe it. I think you should try to work it out with your husband. I think you should try to work it out with your wife. I mean, I don't know what fashion they were married in, but normally it was a covenant with God. And so I don't know if they vows consisted of biblical vows, but yeah, I don't know, but
no, they did. I think it was traditional. I think they did the traditional wedding type of thing.
yeah.
And I just checked. I just wanted to confirm. They said that he's never been married either. So this was, and this is what is good about women, we are emotional. So allegedly, if he did cheat, if I felt the way and I'm up and I'm, I don't deserve this or whatever the case that pushed me to this edge for this divorce, when they're still showing love because, you can see she doesn't bash him. She don't even confirm if he cheated or have a baby on the way. You see what I'm saying? She just said it was a lot going on and she was ready to let it go. She doesn't put her husband down. He doesn't put her down and bash him. Maybe there's still hope once time goes. And maybe they can get back together.
No, it could just be mutual respect. We got children involved. You my child's father. I'm your, you know what I'm saying? You my child's mother, situation like that. And I mean, I think men across the board respect children, their child's mothers. You know what I'm saying? Rather they don't feel so positive about them or not. I don't think, you know what I'm saying? You just don't walk around bashing your child's mother.
Well, yeah. And they're very mature adults. So that could be the case, but I wouldn't mind seeing them back together.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on. Latto publicly revealed her pregnancy. And major outlets tied the announcement to her relationship with 21 Savage, whom she had previously confirmed as her partner, taking it so far to even call him her husband. However, the claim is that he's currently married to another woman is much shakier in the public record and looks more like a rumor than a firmly established current fact. So, as soon as the girl came out talking about I'm pregnant and everything, I think it's like an album rollout as well. Great rollout. Is 21 Savage married?
There is no official documents supporting that he is married.
Where's the rumor coming from?
It says that the rumor comes from, hold on, let me see. Let me go back to it. Give me just one second.
Yeah, you good, because it just...
That Kiana Joseph, who is his children's mother, reportedly started their off-on relationship around 2011. They have 2 sons together. In 2020, some sources claim they got married and possibly did it as a practical step during his immigration issues. But there's no official documents that saying they actually married. People assume that because of what he had going on with that. And so since there's no official documents, we cannot say this man is married to Miss Joseph.
Okay, so I want to clear that up real quick because some people would think about the immigration situation, and he doesn't have citizenship, right?
He does not.
Okay, and so that'll clear that up right away.
He has a permanent residence.
He has a permanent residency
in the U.S.
In the U.S., well, which he had went to the U.K. the other year and kind of couldn't come back. And I think Brother Jay-Z helped him with as far as his legal team.
Yeah.
To have the ability to fix that up legally.
Yeah, because he holds a British citizenship.
He's a Brit. He was born in Britain. I think his dad had a lot of motion when he was, you know what I'm saying, being born and it was back and forth in and out of country, situation like that.
But yeah, he has a permanent resident, but he does not have a U.S. citizenship. So a lot of that speculation that he married his children's mother because of all of that, and that's where the marriage rumor comes from. But there is no official documents, meaning no one can find a marriage certificate or anything that says they got married this day, this week. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I think the backlash was coming because if he was married, it doesn't look good. There are so many celebrities that's in relationships with people that are still married and nobody's pushing forward to get a divorce. So that wouldn't look good that you're doing this rollout and you have this baby on the way with this married man. But in this particular case, that's not true. Latto might be the wife. You know what I mean? We don't know. There's no documentation saying they're not married. And she calling him her husband. You see what I'm saying? So we don't know. And we do know that they are together. He confirmed and she confirmed, right?
Yeah, pretty much. How do you feel about, just personally, how do you feel about the Latto situation? Do you think that she's, you know what I'm saying, handling it the right way? Or do you think, you know what I'm saying, that she was wilding out?
I mean, I think she's been dating this man for since 2022 or 3 years?
23 or something like that.
Yeah, so if he's not married, the only time I would have a personal opinion, I don't think we should be, you know, as of knowledge of what marriage is to me and what it's supposed to be and what the Bible tells me to be, what it is. I don't think we should be, as a people, which we have now, but I don't think we should be okay with it. I don't think we should be like, oh, they're a great couple and he still got a whole wife somewhere, like a lot of us are doing now, because now it looks, you know, what's good is bad and what's bad is good. So, you know, it's that type of energy going on. So I would have a personal issue with that. But in this particular case with her, there's no documents that saying that this man married. So allow these people to be.
Do you think that people are reacting off from the pregnancy, or are they reacting off the possibility of overlapping relationships?
I think it's the possibility of overlapping relationships. I think a lot of people thought, oh, he's married, and now she just popped out and saying she's pregnant with her rollout by him, and he's a married man. But there's no proof of that. So I think you have to just allow people to be. I just wish it was so normal for married spouses to be out dating regularly and people thinking it's okay, because I don't think it's okay. I think that can lead into some type of heartache and issues down the line.
I just hate that public conversation is going back to older rumors that we can't verify. We tried to do our due diligence before the show over the last couple of days to see if 21 was married, and we just couldn't find anything. And should people just stay out of folk business and let them have a private relationship? Are private relationships, when you're a public figure, does that even work? Is that really possible? I watched Janet do it, but that was the 90s when no social media. We did see Janet do it.
I think people can live a private life and being a celebrity.
In 2026?
I do think that people can do it. We're not all up in Jay-Z and Beyonce business. We can only speculate from what they allow us to see, right? So if that's the case, yeah, you can live a private life, but when you want to do a rollout, because what she could have done is wait till she's Latto's well on in her pregnancy. She only got a month or two before she had this baby. She could have waited and had her baby. We would have never known she just had a baby. We would have not known. She could have jumped out there and said, this is a song, and we would have just assumed that she's still dealing with, you know what I'm saying? She could have played it how she wanted to, but she allowed this information to come out. And a lot of times celebrities do that. They allow certain information to come out and be circulating because they want to stay relevant, whether it's good or bad. So when you put it out there like that, you cannot get mad when people are taking the information and making their own assumptions, their own opinions. I mean, we are in a land of freedom of speech, so to speak. So allow me to take that, because if you didn't, you should have been more private. I didn't even know you were pregnant until you told me you were pregnant, ma'am. Should
celebrities try to clean up negative rumors about themselves when they're in a private relationship and they didn't, fans or social media people just start just saying whatever? Would you be trying to?
I sure wouldn't. Yeah. I'll let you think what you want to think.
Yeah.
Talk about me how you want to talk about me. This is what I said. I said what I said type of energy, or I shown what I shown, and what you think is irrelevant to me. I would block out definitely all the noise of people's opinion, whether, you know what I'm saying, especially the negativity. So if you want to I wouldn't dare clean up your perspective of what you think. I don't have that energy to give you that, to try to make you change your opinion, what you feel about me. All that matters is what I feel about myself and what I'm doing. So I'm going to keep pushing and living my life and let you sit over there and give me the energy that you want to give me about my life.
Yeah, I seen Sister Latto courtside the other night at the Atlanta Hawks game, and she appeared very unbothered and very happy in her pregnancy. And it's just, I'm not bringing this up. We're not going to talk about it. But it just seems like something that Clarissa just can't do. And Sister Latto is even younger than Clarissa. And she just, so some celebrities just let it get to them. And I would just tune out the noise. That's one of your phrases.
I think when you're always been kind of popping, no matter what type of money status, you kind of always kind of generated motion as to which Latto has since she was young, because she always been known as that girl or it. You move a little differently as you get older. Clarissa just never was that girl. I get, and again, I'm not taking away from her boxing, but she wasn't known to be that girl. She was always known to struggle. And so this is very new. And when you acting like a person who ain't never had nothing, this is what you're going to give. You're going to give attention to every little thing, even though you say you're not bothered, but your actions say I am, because you pretend to be people. We said this before. You get in comments, you got something to say, you try to explain yourself and all this stuff that fired back on her. So that's why I just think it's all because she never had nothing. So she don't know how to act.
I ain't mad at that. I didn't really like how you worded it. What I'll say is, swan all white, there's always been an all white swan, came out of my mom's swan, or whatever she is, came out all white swan. I do move different than the ugly duckling that turned to the swan. Do you see what I'm saying? And so I know what you're saying about Rissa, but Rissa popping right now. And so maybe she don't know how to.
She act like somebody who never had nothing. Who don't know how to act.
Yeah, it seems like Sister Latto seemed like she moving very unbothered, and Sister Kandi, I mean, that's just super entrepreneur, businesswoman. She's saying like she's not playing no games, and she ain't tripping about the public at all. Yeah. Now that the pregnancy is public, the relationship gets judged harder or more harsh from fans' point of view or social media point of view. Do you think that she should have kept her pregnancy private longer?
I would have because, and I'm just going to quote this, money can build a life, but it can't build alignment. If we don't have alignment, people are going to keep calling it dysfunction. And it looks dysfunction. I mean, it's anything that's out of order. And I get that people don't look at the old school days. You don't have to be married to have kids. That's what, the popular thing now. You don't have to do this and do that. But the truth is, we're going to keep criticizing it as a public because it's all out of order. It's all dysfunction.
They could be married.
Or they could be married. But we're going by the perception that they're giving. Yeah, nobody's like, we just said we wouldn't try to clear it up. Nobody said I'm not married to this woman.
Yeah.
Nobody said we are married. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's doing that. All we know is allegedly she's been sleeping with a married man for a few years, and now she just popped out and said she's pregnant by this married man. I'm just going off what people are getting.
That's what people are.
Yeah, that's what people are getting.
But we did do the research, and we can't confirm that the man ever even been married.
But who else is really? We're trying
to tell them now.
Most people are doing this right here. Girl, Latto got pregnant by that married man. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all they do. They're not researching, reading, or anything. They see a picture, they do this, they take assumption, and they give their opinion.
Yeah, I don't think the man married, and I think he loved Sister Latto, and I think that's gonna be a beautiful thing for them. And I'm hoping she has a great rest of her pregnancy and everything, and a healthy delivery and a healthy baby. And I'm also wishing Kandi and Brother Todd, respectively going, their own separate ways. I'm wishing them good luck too. So, yeah, that's how I feel about it.
As the man, though, why are you thinking about that? Like, if you were in his shoes, or if you were a guy that people thought was married and had a baby on the way, how would you feel about it? What perspective would you want to put out there?
As a public figure? I'm not cleaning nothing up. I ain't cleaning nothing up. You think whatever you want to think, and, that's fine with me. I ain't cleaning nothing up. Matter of fact, it's true. Whatever you heard about me, it's true. I done it. It was me. Believe it. Run with it. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't have any peace from your opinion.
That part.
You know what I'm saying? What you eat don't make me, use the bathroom. And so I really don't care what your opinion of me could possibly be, or I don't care to clean up any rumors about me. That's me today, just regular guy, go to work 9 to 5 guy.
Exactly.
I don't care at all what you think of me. For a man, I can't even use that word, for a male to care what other people think about him just gives you the understanding that he's not a man. Yeah, I couldn't care less what you thought of me. It wouldn't matter to me, none at all. And I wouldn't care to clean it up if I was in a public relationship with another public figure, beautiful woman, such as my wife, and we were both public figures. And she came to me, hey, babe, will you clean this up for me? Or they saying this, can you make an announcement or something? And maybe I probably got to start looking for another lady. Because obviously she's bothered by other people's perceptions. And I just don't care nothing about other people's perceptions. But I do. Like on camera, I don't want to misrepresent God. I don't want to misrepresent my mom and my dad. You know what I'm saying?
And your wife.
Oh, yeah. But at the same time, you're a representation of me. So you shouldn't want to misrepresent me. Mm-hmm. So I feel you. But what I'm saying, you interrupted, so I had to do it to you. And so I just wouldn't want to misrepresent God, my mom, dad, my upbringing, and I'm standing on a couple of shoulders of a few giants. All 3 bishops in my life since I've been a kid, my granddad, my uncle, and my 2 uncles. I wouldn't want to, misrepresent them at all or who I am to the core. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? And so I really wouldn't care nothing about what others thought. I just try to be the best version of myself, mm-hmm. for myself, mm-hmm. and for my God.
That's good.
Yeah. So that's why I'm here with it. That was a great question. Thanks, man. Any questions, I love it. I appreciate the questions.
Now, I do think if it brought some type of harm or something like that of a nature, that you would clear it up if it came to me. Like, and the only people that came to mind, I think it was LeBron and Savannah. You know what I'm saying? I think he only speaks up when it brings like her harm or DMs or paint her in a negativity. Like, so yeah.
Yeah. I want to know, do you think that people truly respect successful women in relationships, or whether they only admire them until the relationship gets complicated?
Do they truly respect, like, the woman who's the breadwinner?
No, just successful women in relationships. You see?
I think it's a thin line between respect and fake. I think when women are successful and people are around them in a relationship, whether it's friendship or not, they deal with a lot of fakeness. A lot of people pretend that they're doing a lot of butt kissing and all this extra stuff because they're successful and they want to be a part of it, or they want to be in their environment or in their aura.
They want to ride the wave.
They want to ride the wave. So I think it's very hard to tell if they really respect me, or they just being fake around me. And I think that's where the complication comes when there becomes issues later on, when it's complicated later on. Because did you really respect me, or was you just riding this wave? Were you just kissing my tail because what I got going on?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't kiss tail. So
I think both of these women in both of these 2 completely different situations, I think they're awesome women. I know Latto young, but I mean, obviously from her backstory, she had her dad in her life, mm-hmm. and he must have been a good guy who helped her break into the music industry. So I think she moving as good as a person at that age could move in the modern era. Kandi just like, she remind me of Auntie Frankie. You feel me?
That, yeah.
Yeah. She remind me of Auntie Frankie. So she ain't finna play no games when she moved on with her life. It looked like she moved. I seen her the other day on social media, of course, and she looked absolutely great. I think her and the girls got some. Her and the group.
Yeah, they still got a lot of motion. They got tours, concerts.
The girl who can sing finally got on board. I mean, not the big girl, the beautiful black woman. She's beautiful. Got
Tasha, nice there was shape. A lot of issues with her, but I think she's on board. But also, I seen where Todd gave her a compliment and congratulations for her one woman show that she got on the road called I did, I'm done. You know what I'm saying? Type or something, or I don't, or something like that she got going on. He congratulated her on that because she got that coming up, I think, in Atlanta soon. So, yeah.
And this for true audience members, not even audience members, are true, like, family. We just talking at this point. Because we was talking about double standards. And so I'm finna go with two different eras. Prince and Saucy Santana. Why did our era accept Prince as a man and loved him? I mean, I think he was all man. I know he was a freak. But we reject Saucy Santana. I mean, both of them, their appearances is mad crazy. Prince had his butt out.
And Saucy has a butt job, BBL.
Yeah, so Prince had his butt out with a beard and high heels, platform shoes. But I don't think Prince ever admitted or said anything about an alternative lifestyle. If I'm not mistaken, he had him and one of his women lost a child.
Yeah, so we never known Prince to be gay.
We never known Prince to be gay. I was trying to say it in a nice way.
There's a difference between being freaky and abomination, and I think that's the difference between those two. That's not saying, please do not take my words and say that I'm saying that all gay people are an abomination. That is not what I'm saying.
Is that what the Bible said, though?
I'm saying when we're in a time where there are, Lord, help me say this right. I'm just going to say it factor, it. We are in a times where I don't know what it is called. It could be man at the bottom with a BBL and a beard and titties, or it could be a female with a thing at the bottom. And I don't know what that is. We're not talking about just he's gay, she's gay. We're talking about, I don't know what it is. It's so bad to where they try to bring whole different gender names and create other names and stuff and say it's a them and it's a they and it's I don't know what that is. But when I heard, since we're going to go there, when I heard they're labeling them as pronouns as them and they, I said, isn't that speaking other spirits into them? I wouldn't want you to say I'm a they because I'm only a her. I'm a she. I'm a girl. I'm one thing. You see what I'm saying? I'm not different spirits. I'm trying to keep certain spirits away from me. You see what? So that's what I mean when I say abomination. Now you can read your Bible and get your own interpretation. I'm not saying that now. Just because, let me say this. Just because I read the Bible and it told me this. It told me man and woman were made for each other. Not woman and woman, not girl and boy. It said man and woman. That's what I got from it, right? So because I believe that, that's what I live in truth. I'm not going to put you down because you're gay. I'm not going to put you down because you are it or whatever that is. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm still going to love you. I'm still going to respect you. I'm still going to laugh. I got followers and people I followed that I think have the best person. A lot of gay guys have best personality. They make me laugh and they got the great fashion. And you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to put you down because for one, I'm commanded to love you regardless. It's not my job to judge you. It's not my job to try to tell you what to do. It's not my job to try to even figure none of that out for you. All I know is what it told me and what I'm going to do as far as the Bible. And what it told me to do is not to do that, to be with a man And they told me to love everyone else. And I'm going to love you and I'm going to respect you and I'm not going to condemn you the best way I know how. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's where I stand with that. But yeah, I think that's the difference between Prince and Saucy Santana. I mean, he's saucy. Prince was freaky. Yeah, it's different.
I got that question from social media. And I was really debating even bring it up at at the end of one of our podcasts, because we like to do random talk at the end of the podcast. But my honest opinion is they shouldn't even be in the same breath.
That too.
I didn't, you know what I'm saying? My whole life when I seen Prince, he was always with a bad one. And it was, I mean, I can't be in them folk bedroom. I don't know what was going on with Prince. But he seemed like such a confident man that he wouldn't have had no problem telling you what he got going on.
I think Prince just give me pretty boy energy.
Pretty
boy energy and freaky.
And he took the pretty boy too far once he got to the bag. Like, I don't got to even worry about he ain't at school, or he ain't really, he ain't got to worry about going amongst his peers, because he's just not, amongst the people that he might have grew up with. Mm-hmm. And so certain judgment, he had already moved past it. I'm sure Prince probably was like that when he was a younger man too. You know what I'm saying? Being light-skinned and with weird eyes and good looking, and then women like you and men saying you look like a woman. I get it, but I didn't even think that
should be in the same.
No. And that ain't no shade to brother Saucy, because he's out here with motion, pause, and he get into a bag, pause. Everything you say about him, you got to pause it. You feel me? And
he is, but it is different. It's different. I was very confused. From the back, he looked like a whole woman. He turned around. I was like, oh, wow, what is this? And it was new to my eyes. And I believe that anything that
that's an abomination.
Anything that works in confusion. The author's confusion is what is the devil. So again, I say he going. I don't know. I'm not here to judge. I don't know what that man going. That's between him and the Lord.
That's why we didn't really want to. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to Saucy like that.
But it's different. It's different. He's just an example because he's in the light. But there is a lot of people that is in the it category. They don't label as women or men.
I don't think Saucy is a it. I don't think he like, I'm not a man. I mean, the boy, I ain't seen the boy but a few times. Don't he be having beards?
And hair, and nails, and makeup, and eyelashes, and eyes arch, and yeah. So it's a it.
Yeah,
that's it. I don't know what it is. With a lot of them, I don't know. I see females, they look like full men in vaginas. I don't know what that is. What is that? What are we doing? What happened to your breast, ma'am? I'll be really confused. And I try not to give it. I just try to give respect and love and keep it pushing, because I just be confused. and I don't want to stay in nowhere where I'm going to be confused of what's going on. Nothing against these people. I love them all. I wish y'all well. Keep going. Do you. That's between y'all. We cross paths. I'm going to respect you and show you ain't got to worry about me want to harm you or disrespect you or judge you or push you down. That's kudos. Be you, if that's what you are.
No shade to Saucy, and shout out to brother Saucy Santana. Moving forward, another quick fire question: What was your review of the new Beauty in Black season? Just dropped. You binge watched it. I got off work, and when I got off work, she was in there, and I knew it was weird. I knew something going on right, and I got out the shower, got in the bed, she still wasn't there. I said, man, she must be really deep into Beauty in Black.
I was.
And so, and of course, I don't know anything about it, because after the first season, I seen the worst
like the second episode
scene in life, and I just couldn't do it anymore, because I do try to guard my eye gate. Now, I'm cool with watching a intimate scene with opposite sex, meaning a male and a woman. And and shout out to brother Tyler Perry. I mean, he must be doing his thing, because all the black women were on it. So what did you think?
It was awesome. I enjoyed how it ended. I am looking forward to another season. I did appreciate that he toned it down from this first season. He kind of wilded out. Tyler went out there and did not care the first season. he kind of, I guess he heard what we had to say and kind of, toned it down a little bit, just a little bit, but it was good.
What did you like most? Which character did you enjoy the most this season? And,
what's my girl name? Not Kim. I like Kimmy. Kimmy worked my nerves the first season. The second season, I like how she stepped up more of the boss and how she moved into the lead. But the girl, I cannot even think of her name. The one that's married to Roy, the other female. I can't think of her name offhand, but I like the fact, because at first I was kind of disappointed. And when I say disappointed, not in her acting or anything, but it was just like, I can't believe she's playing this role of such somebody that's so vindictive and malevolent. You know what I'm saying? Just evil like this. I like how Tyler changed her to be an ally with Kimmy. I like that. I hope he keep that going for the third season. I like them working together. I like them working together better than I do them at each other like they were the first season. I really do. I hope that he keeps that going. I like the ally. I like them. Yeah. And I like Rain. I like the women do trio. Yeah. I hope he keeps that going.
This is the show where the older dad ended up revealing that he was bi or something, or gay or something like that?
Mm-mm.
Okay, I'm good.
So
that was another show then.
Spoiler alert if you ain't been watching it, just so I can tell my husband. He don't reveal that he's gay. He don't even like his son that's gay.
I know that, yes.
He don't even like his son that's gay, but he got some gay weird tendencies or some stuff that he don't nobody know about.
In the first season, didn't he go to the club and sought out a male companion?
He sought out a woman for the people who was watching and had the woman
to go get the man.
To get the mail for her, later on bring him by. And that's how the whole story starts with Kimmy and Angel. He marries Kimmy, but he really want Angel. But the successful billionaire, I don't like gay. I don't even deal with my son that's gay. So I'm not going to reveal that. But clearly that's where the son had to get it from, because you really want this boy. You know what I'm saying? And you just put on it. So yeah, that's what makes the show. Tyler did a lot of twists and turns. So no, he never reveals that he's gay. You better not call him gay to nobody.
Was he military or something?
I don't know.
Okay.
I think it's like an inheritance. It sounds like whoever his father was had money and passed it down. Like it sounds like generational wealth that was passed down. So I don't know how they actually got the wealth, but all the money that whoever his father was, that will and everything is so fine tuned. Like these people don't even like each other, but they can't do nothing because the way it's said to whatever their father said has to go, and stuff. So it's really good. It was a good show. I enjoyed it. Yeah, I kept saying I'm gonna watch one more show, and then I said I'm gonna go in there, but I walked in there, and I think you was snow, and I flew back and watched the rest of them.
Okay, Tyler was seen with a beautiful woman from the Housewives show, and it immediately they went to rumors. They said Tyler busting her down. They go together. This, that, and the third. What was that? I mean, I did like seeing Tyler with a beautiful black woman, but what was that?
I don't know. We're still waiting to see what it unfolds. They haven't confirmed or denied, but it definitely is facts. As those pictures are not AI.
Okay. Were they at the same place at the same time,
yes,
or were they together at the same place at the same time?
I don't know.
Was she there and he just happened to be? Was it a coincidence?
I don't know. They haven't confirmed, but they definitely was at the same place at the same time. They definitely shared the same space in together, and they definitely shared the kiss.
They kissed?
Yeah, it's a picture of them circulating kissing, because they're trying to say like
Tyler bust her down.
They're trying to say Tyler didn't enjoy it. Like it's all all the people that
enjoy a beautiful black woman
kissing him, like whatever. But I like it. I'm here for it. I'm here for Marlo and Tyler. Marlo is the typical black woman. If you watch Tyler Perry, when I say typical, I'm talking about the known attitude, like a real black woman. She's not a black woman pretending to be another race.
Fine one too, right?
Marlo's fine.
Real dark and stuff.
She grew up from. I would say she's a typical.
Is that the one from Alabama?
Rags to riches. She's a typical rags to riches type of lady, because she grew up in foster care and all that stuff. So if you watch Tyler Perry movies and stuff, and the characters, he displayed that, like his family and stuff, his and Medea and all of them. I would say Marlo definitely probably was around that family. She would be a character, you know what I'm saying? So to see him with that, I'm for it. I am. I'm for him being with a black woman that might give him some attitude and have some. Like, I think it's a good look. I think it's a good look for Tyler, especially with everything that's been circulating and what they're trying to put on them and the lawsuits and all that mess.
Had Marlo outside going to get them another, doing the T.I. and Tiny thing. That's a hunting for him. He ain't got to do the hunting.
I don't know, but I think Marlo. I think him and Marlo. I'm here for it if they together.
No, I think it was some PR. I think they took a couple pictures together. I think it was probably a coincidence. They were just at the same place at the same, and he showed her love. I mean, the billionaire, he's not going to deal with any combativeness from a woman. I don't see it. I don't see her
doing it, but I can't say that. I don't know what Marlo would do.
I can't see her being combative with the billionaire.
That's why I don't know what she'll do with a billionaire.
There's no point in what I look like being combative, and he's a billionaire. Yeah, that's crazy. But I thought that was worthy of bringing up at the end of the show. It might be a nice little short for us.
I hope that works out for them. I'm here for Marlo and Tyler.
Baby, they ain't together.
I know, but I would like that.
That's Tyler Perry. That boy getting to it bad. That boy, he working on his 4th, 5th billion at this point. Boosie bought his mama a house. Yeah. Shout out to Boosie and
there's some allegations about Boosie that we need to.
Oh, that's what it was, wasn't it? That's what it was.
I have to do a little
some
bit
of the girls said somebody 5 years older, 5 months or something weird. And then the family came out and said she obsessed with Boosie.
Her family said that she's lying on Boosie. Said when she was a young girl.
That was a defamation, right?
Yeah.
Boosie was upset.
He addressed it what she should have, because I mean, don't say I did anything to you when we was kids or when you was a kid. Like I like Boosie. I'm a fan of Boosie. I think Boosie came a long way, I think that's really messed up for someone to come out and just lie to try. Like, I don't know why she lied or what that's about, but I definitely feel like it's a lie. I don't think Boosie did that. And I think Boosie, now you might have told me Boosie beat her up or beat up her brother or someone they was little, and she coming out saying, I might have, he might have.
I never heard of Boosie putting his hands on women. I ain't saying he didn't. I just haven't heard of it.
I ain't saying I haven't heard of that other than his music.
Yeah,
he got a song.
I don't care
what he stomped out somebody.
That's not admissible to me in my life. Now, I did see my boy say that Boosie the only rapper that got more bodies than him, and he young and retarded, just got out of prison. I think his name Pooh Shiesty. The guy with wear all the masks and stuff, and got all the children wearing a mask every day, just at work wearing a mask. And he came out and cleaned that up and said he was talking about women. I liked it. I just thought that was clever right there, because it's rumored down here that Brother Boosie, and we'll let it go.
I like that.
Yeah. Man, that's all we got. Honestly, let me close. You got anything in closing?
I don't have anything in closing except, no matter what you believe in, because what we had said earlier, I just want to say that no matter what you believe in, whatever higher power that you believe in, definitely embrace you. Long as you're trying to be the best version of yourself, you do good over bad, treat people kindly, be you, no matter what people say. But I'm going to always say, you can't go wrong with Jesus and going his way and what he said.
I have in closing, at the end of the day, these stories are not just about Kandi, Todd, Latto, and 21. They're about us. They expose what people really believe about gender roles, money, marriage, pregnancy, and public respect. Because people love to celebrate successful women until the success collides with love, divorce, motherhood, or male ambiguity. Then suddenly the applauses turn into judgment. And maybe that is the real lesson here. Success can make you visible, but it can't make you safe. It can make you richer, more admired, and more desired, but it still can't replace wisdom, clarity, honesty, and peace. So the question is not whether these women are successful. The real question is whether modern success is enough to protect anybody from old problems. And shout out to Candace, Todd, 21, and Latto. I had fun. And no shade to Clarissa. Clarissa, we love you already know.
I just want to do better.
Yeah, we just wanted to do better. And that's major.
That's major. So listen.